What's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are all doing well. So today I'm going to bring you a video that's a bit different from the videos that you're used to on my channel. It's actually going to be a UI configuration video, since a lot of you guys have left really nice messages on my previous video saying that you really like how I set up my UI, how my nameplates look, how the action bars look, all that good stuff. So for this add-on, or for this video I should say, if you want to follow along, you're going to have to download two add-ons. The main overarching add-on that you're going to need, the most important one, is called PFUI. You can see it written out here on screen from this welcome message. I'll have direct links to both PFUI and Bagnon, which is the second add-on, down in the description below if you guys want to use it on private servers or when classic servers come out. I'll have direct links for you guys there. So this is what it'll look like, something like this when you first install it. It's kind of close to how it's going to end up, but there's a few things we change. So again, if this is your first time using PFUI and this is a fresh install, you're going to have this welcome message. You want to click customize so we can change it to how we like. For Blizzard interface options, you want to click yes. For loot and spam, you want to click no. For chat layout, you want to click yes. And for channels, you want to click no. That's going to make it so all our chat, everything that involves chat, your loot, all that good stuff is going to be in one chat table right here on the bottom left of your screen. If you wanted to, you could split it up. You could have your combat log here and your chat channels here, or your loot here on the right and your chat on the left. But I like everything in one table, so I just leave it like that. And that's what those options at the beginning were from that welcome message. We're basically asking you. So once you have that all set up, make sure you go into your interface options. So your Blizzard default interface options from the main menu here, and then go to advanced options and make sure show bottom left action bar, show bottom right action bar, and always show action bar are all clicked and enabled, and then click OK. And then go into PFUI config, and we're going to start messing with the actual UI add-on now. So now you want to go to the default tab that it sets you into, your settings tab, and you want to change your fonts around to whichever one you like. I use the Overwatch Big Noodle Tilting font. It's a font that makes everything typed out in all caps. It's really easy to see my chat bar when someone sends me a PM. When I loot something, everything's in caps with this font. So I really like it. It's easy to read. It makes everything look really clean. It's a really clean looking font. So change your fonts around. There's a ton to choose from here. Test out what works for you, what you like. And before you leave this tab, make sure you enable UI scale and set it to small if you want to set it to like how mine is. Tiny is way too small for me, and medium is huge. So I just set it to small, which is in between both. It's perfect. It's not too small, not too big. It's not intrusive. It's out of the way. Other than that, everything's good there. Then you want to go down to your action bars, and you can change the icon sizes if you want. I leave them at 20. The most important thing here is actually layout. So there's three different tabs up here. You want to go to the layout tab, and then you want to change. So we enabled this bottom action bar here, but it's in the 6x2 configuration, as you can see right here. We want to change it to look like these 12, straight line rows. So we can go down here in the drop down menu and select 12x1, and then we want to click out. And that's this is a necessity basically for the add-on. You have to refresh your UI for everything to show up. So as you can see, the font hasn't changed. Nothing's really changed. So we need to reload your UI. Once you do that and it refreshes, you should see all the changes. So there's our straight bar. Instead of the 6x2 bar, we now have a 12 one-row bar. Our font has changed. So all the changes that we've changed around in the configuration have now been put into effect. Then we want to go to this option here, unlock, and that's going to control everything. So as you can see, I can move my mini map if I want. Unlock. I can move my mini map and my buff frames, all of that if I choose to. If you want to set your mini map to somewhere else, you can. Same thing with your your party frames, your raid frames, your loot frames, your pets, your targets, all that. So what I'm going to do is actually change the default position of my chat bar, and I'm going to put it up here above my health bar and the target health bar and all that. And then I'm going to replace where it originally was with this new action bar that we made here. And I'm going to set it as centered as I can. That looks pretty good. I'm not going to spend the whole time in this video, trying to make it as straight as possible. My focus I'm going to put right here. My focus bar right above my chat bar, and everything else looks good where it is. So then you can exit out to save everything, and boom, we have our 3 layers of action bars. Now, if you want to make it look really fancy and really clean, what you can do is actually go back to action bar, go to actually right here, general, and then click out of these two options. So the first two, enable action bar backgrounds and always show action bar buttons. This is going to make it look really ugly, but if you exit out and reload your UI, look how clean that is. It's even more clean than just the three, rows. And I'll put up some more examples here through the power of editing of characters that have a more filled out action bar. Because right now on my hunter, on this low level hunter that I made, it looks kind of goofy. There's so many spaces that it looks kind of weird. I don't mind it, but I know some people do. So I'll show you like my rogue or my warlock that are higher level, how it looks with a filled out action bar. It looks really nice and really clean, really out of the way. So that's it for the most part on your actual action bar. Now for your health bar and target health bars, we're going to do a few minor changes. So open up PFUI config again, and then go to unit frames. And as you can see, there's about 7 different tabs up here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can't count. What you want to go is go to your player that controls this bar down here. So your health and your mana. What I like to do is actually disable. If you guys maximize the video and put it to max quality and check out my health bar, you should see like a little silhouette of my character, of their face. That's really distracting to me. So what I do is I just disable it. I have to keep track of my health, my mana, or my energy as a rogue, since I main a rogue, my buffs, and then you have like target over here. You have to keep track of everything up down here, and just having something moving around in the health bar really distracts me. So I just disable it. If you want to make it look, pay homage to Blizzard's UI, their default UI, you can set it to have like a little window of like a 3D render of your character's face if you want. Like I said, it's too distracting for me, so I just disable it completely. And then the other thing I change here is actually the height. So not the width. The width is perfect where it is, in my opinion. So I just set this to 40. And as you can see, it slims it down a little bit. Makes it a little more cleaner, gives you a bit more real estate up here, a bit more space. Pretty much what I try to do is just squeeze as much space on the screen as possible. So the other really cool thing that you can do here is, as you can see, this is my level, this is my character's name, and this is their maximum amount of health. You can change that to your liking. So if you want, let's say you want the percentage of your health in the middle here, go to center text and then go to health and look for percentage, and boom, there's your health percentage. So you not only have your full health, your maximum HP, but you also have the percentage. You can enable that or disable that. You can customize it. You can set it so you can see your class in the middle. So it says you're a hunter if you forgot what you're playing for some reason, which a huntard might. Let's see here. You can, I just set it to default. I really like how it is. Just having your level, your name, and this is actually both maximum HP and the percentage. If you set it to auto, like I have it set, it makes it so it's both maximum health and percentage. So you have the best of both worlds there. If you only want one or the other, again, you can go in there and change it to your liking. Power bar is your mana bar. So see how there's nothing on my mana right now? You can set it so, again, you can look for mana and then percentage, and there I have 100% mana. If you're a caster class and you have to worry about how much mana you have left, if you want the precise number, you can again change it to current, so it shows your total mana. I usually play rogue, so I don't really mess with this. I already know how the energy comes back. It's like ingrained in my DNA by this point, so I don't really mess with that. I do change this when I play rogue to a 5, slim it down even more, because again, I don't really need to see. I know when my energy comes back, so I don't really need to see it displayed on screen. So now we're gonna go into target and do the same thing. So if you guys really look in, like, again, maximize your screen and set it to full resolution, 1080p, then you might be able to make out like the Mountaineer's little silhouette in the back of the health bar here. I don't like that. Again, it's distracting, especially if you're in a raid. The stupid boss icon's going to be in the back there. He's going to be dancing around. He or she's going to be dancing around. So I just disable it. And then I go again down here to health bar height, set it to 40 to match mine. And then I just leave it how it is again, level, name of the mob, and then auto. So it shows their HP and their HP percentage. And that's pretty much it. I, again, go down here and slim down their mana bar as well. And voila, there you go. You have your really clean looking unit frames. Pet, I don't really mess with. I can show you guys what it looks like by default. I think it's perfect how it is. So you have your pet and your target's target. It's perfect. It's not intrusive at all. You can just put it in between your health bar and the target health bar, and you can keep track of it there. What I really want to go with for this UI is just keeping my vision and my sight and my attention on this bottom half of the screen here. This is all you should be looking at and worrying about, and obviously what's going on screen, dodging the few mechanics that are present within vanilla WoW raids. I make it so everything is here: your buffs, your health, your mana. You can see your global cooldown. You can see your cooldowns for your buffs and all that good stuff, and your macros. All your vision should be here most of the time, and then you can look up and see what's going on screen, so you can dodge mechanics. If you're raiding, if you're in dungeons, whatever, what have you. That's what I'm really going for with this UI, other than just having it look really clean. And the last feature that I want to show you guys really quick is actually, let me mess around with the settings so it makes it easier to see this. So I'm going to click these back on so you can see the bars. I'm going to let it reload, and then I'm going to show you guys how easy PFUI makes it to keybind things. So let's say I want to keybind those two things, right? I already have them bound here, but so usually you would have to go into Blizzard's keybinding menu and look, okay, what bar is that? That's the left action bar, blah, 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 look for it. And then here we go. This is where they are. This is where we have to change. It's kind of annoying and it takes forever. So PFUI actually has this feature called hover bind, where all you have to do is press it and then highlight what you want to bind with your mouse, with your cursor, and then press whatever you want to bind it to. So Shift 1, Shift 2, and I could even bring Shift 3 up there if I wanted to. Boom, it's bound. So now if I want to use my stone form, there you go. If I want to use Aspect of the Monkey, it's bound just how I want it, and I don't have to go through Blizzard's menu, and it takes forever, So if you're leveling, you get a new spell, you throw it on your bar, boom, I want to make that Control 2. Let's hover bind, Control 2, there it goes. Now I can use my track beasts, and it's bound. Super easy. And again, you can always do that for when you get a new spell. My Hearthstone is set to Control 3. I can change it down to here to F. I can change it over here and make it something completely new. It's super easy. It makes it much faster to do it through PFUI. And that's going to be pretty much it, you guys. That's how I set up my UI. Let's set it back to how I usually have it. I'll have some more examples on screen of how it should look once you have it all set up when you're in combat. I'll also show you guys my low-level hunter what it should look like when you're fighting against one of these wolves here. So let's take him out. You can see it's non-intrusive UI, really clean looking. You can just focus on down here, dodging mechanics when you have to, and for the most part everything's down here. Actually, one last thing, if I can show PFUI to you guys for one more second. One really cool feature that's already built in in PFUI, I should say, is this loot option, and it's enable loot window on mouse cursor. So this is really cool. Usually when you loot something, right, you right click it and your loot might be set to like up here or something. So you have to like loot it and then click up here to actually loot whatever the items are. Watch this. So I'm going to loot this and I'm going to bring it all the way up to the top left here. Ready? See how it shows up right under my cursor? That's what that option does, and that's already built into PFUI. That saves you a ton of time when you're, farming materials or even just looting, As a rogue who likes to pickpocket dungeons like, BRD or Scarlet Monastery, it saves me so much time because it also shows, obviously, your pickpocket loot right under your cursor. So all I have to do is, like, say I'm pickpocketing this. All I would have to do is press my pickpocket, and then boom, it would show up here, and I would just loot it. So it saves me as a rogue a ton of time. It saves any class a ton of time. So it's a really useful feature, and it's already built in. And I believe it should be on by default since I didn't really mess with that setting. So that's it for PFUI. Again, if you want to make it look like mine, feel free, but really go in there and tune it to how you like it. You can change the color of your health bar, your mana bar, your target's health bar, all that good stuff. Go in there, make it your own, make it easier for you to use and see if you don't like my settings or my font. This is really what this video is for, is to just give you guys the general idea of how to set it. Now for Bagnon, which is my bag UI, see how this isn't it, by the way. This is PFUI's inherent built-in bag interface. I hate it. It's ugly. This is the one thing that I hate about PFUI. So what I do is I actually go into PFUI config, go down here to components, and then look for bags right here, and then click that, and that's going to disable PFUI's bag UI. So we'll reload it. And what's happening here is PFUI was actually overriding Bagnon. So then I disabled it. So now Bagnon should show up. So there you go. This is my usual bag add-on, and I love it because when you first use it, it should look something like this maybe, right? But as you just saw on screen, you can tweak it to your liking. So what I do is I bring this down, the opacity down to like 50%. So if I'm like in a raid in a dungeon and I'm like shuffling through my loot really quick, I can still see what the hell's going on behind it. You know, like if someone's pulling something, even though I'm not ready, I can still see like, oh shit, they're fighting. So I just click out of it and just, you know, join the fight. The other cool thing that you probably saw already is you can move it around, and you know, it'll appear in the same spot every time. So you can close it down. It's going to show up there, wherever you have it. My columns I set usually to 6, so it's more narrow. It's not as, you know, wide, it's just tall. And then I bring down the spacing to like 2 to make it even more narrow. And then the scale I bring to around 85 is where I have it. Again, you can make it huge, you can make it tiny. I like having it at like 85 usually. And then opacity I keep at 100 since I already made it transparent, you know. The tile's transparent, but if you want it fully, you know, in the background and unintrusive, then you could set it to whatever you want. And layer, I'm not really sure what layer does, but I have it set to high because that's default. You can also lock the position if you're scared you're gonna like move it around on accident. You can lock it, but I usually keep it unlocked. You can reverse your bagging order, so your ammo or your soul pouch, if you're a warlock, is up here, so you can just keep track of your ammo really quickly. You can also have it set to show your keys or not show your keys. I usually have them hidden. I don't like when they show. Same with this. I don't like seeing my bags. I just like, as you can tell, stuff that's really out of the way and really minimalistic and non-intrusive. So that's my bag loadout, and that's, or not loadout, but add-on. And that's super useful, again, as a rogue that likes to pickpocket things. I can, you know, if pickpocket was down here, I'll probably throw up some footage of me pickpocketing, and also lockpicking, I should say, the chest that I loot from like BRD or whatever. It makes it super easy, so I only have to click and then just drag it really, you know, a really short distance other than the usual distance by your right side chat bar. So just a really cool feature. It's a really simple add-on. It doesn't do much more than what I've already shown you guys, but those are the two add-ons that I use, you guys, for a really clean UI. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to make another video more similar to my usual content pretty shortly after this video. I just wanted to get this one out of the way because a lot of you guys, as I said in the beginning of the video, have been asking me about how to configure your UI to kind of match mine. So hope I helped you guys out. Hope you guys enjoyed the UI and really make it your own, you guys. If you want, send me a screenshot and let me see what you guys ended up with in terms of UI and how you configured it. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for the all the support you guys have been showing me. Seriously, this channel's like going crazy right now with subs. So thank you so much for all the likes and the subs and the kind comments and all that. Look forward to talking to you guys soon, and I'll see you guys in the next video.